Hey guys, this is Matt Ranger, aka VodkaHaze for CardRunners.com, and today we're going to be learning some proper whaling techniques. By whaling techniques, I mean that we're going to learn to hunt down whales and kill them. I don't mean we're going to get on a boat and actually fish, and I'm not going to teach you guys to hunt for whales, because there's enough bum hunters out there as it is. But we're going to try to look for some creative ways to make more money when there's a huge fish at the table. These hands are going to be 6 max, so for all the people who got bored of me doing a bunch of heads-up videos, then rejoice. And unlike most high-stakes videos, even though the hands here are all going to be from 510, this should easily apply to, players playing micro stakes or people playing live poker. So hopefully everyone who watches the video can get a little something out of it. By the way, I'm sorry about not making videos all that much recently. I've been really focusing on playing and studying the game. And, I'll try to get back into doing more videos, and especially more 6 max, since people seem to enjoy it more. Okay, so let's get back to business and go right into the concepts. So most of those are going to be obvious to a lot of people, but it's good to nail them in so that we can actually apply them. Knowing about something and just knowing about it as a concept and being able to explain it is usually not enough to having it ingrained in your thought process and being able to apply it on the fly when situations come up. So obviously there's an increased incentive to play a pot when there's someone incredibly stupid at the table. That's from his post-flop mistakes most of the time, and the fact that he plays ranges which are too wide pre-flop. Now, the old poker knowledge that's been passed down from cowboys to tech-savvy, online, snotty, professional poker players is that you shouldn't try to bluff fish, and that you should focus on value betting them relentlessly. And that's most of the time correct and sometimes wrong. Obviously, your bread and butter against huge fishes is going to be from value bets, 10 value bets, and some more value bets. But you're going to happen upon spots, if you're creative and you think deeply, where going for a huge bluff is actually really profitable. Especially in deep stack situations, usually you can see that huge fish is going to have a really wide pre-flop range, and then flop range that's too wide, and then that's going to either lead to him folding turn too much or calling again with ranges which are ridiculous, and then that leads to a river spot where he either calls off with a ridiculous range once again, and in which case you just don't bluff him and you just value bet everything for basically stacks regardless of how deep you are, or it leads to a spot where he calls wide, and then calls narrow, which means that you should just go bet, and then bet regardless of your hand, because he's going to call, fold 90% of the time. So yes, there are spots where you can go for bluffs against fish. You just don't go for one and done bluffs. You go for multi-barrel huge bluffs against the typical, loose passive whales, or the loose aggressive whales are more tricky to nail down. But this is just something that I wanted to get into people's head right away. Obviously you're going to want to play wider ranges when there are fishes lurking behind. This is just because there's money to be made when you play a pot with the fish. And it's also because of what I would call the time bomb effect, is that huge fishes bust their money really fast. So you better get into pots and play with them while they're still at the table, because they're going to disappear within a couple of minutes, or if they run good, within a couple of hours max. Also note that it's important to be aware of regular's counter adjustment. I said second level adjustments on the PowerPoint. That means that, you adjust and start playing wider ranges. And that means that they might readjust to your wider ranges and do something. So be aware that, first of all, people don't counter adjust enough, even at 510. So you just need to be aware that it's possible, and also be aware that they are, adjusting their ranges to the fish and playing wider, so that you should start doing some second level adjustments yourself.